The race for the cherished FIFA World Cup 2026 slot is heating up.
Olunga, the captain, he plays the right ball inside. Good first touch.
They change the lines as Aubameyang gets in behind here. A great opportunity for Aubameyang, and it's off the post.
Lined up on match day 6, Group F is Kenya against Gabon on Sunday, 23rd March at 4 p.m. from Nyayo National Stadium.
Comes back into the air. The keeper's come a long way off his line and he's missed it. And that's the opener for Kenya.
With a new sheriff in town, don't miss this historic Africa qualifier duel live and exclusive on KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner.
Got the fear of missing out? Want to keep up with all the latest entertainment news and latest celebrity gossip? From the latest rumors to popping events to the newest fashion trends, here is where you get all the tea or juice when it comes to entertainment, and you get it served on time. All that and so much more on Grapevine every single Monday from 10 p.m. and a rerun every Tuesday from 2 p.m. only on KBC Channel 1. Remember, if you did not see it on Grapevine, then it most probably never happened.
President Ruto is tonight pledging to support police officers, vowing to provide them with protection, equipment, and government backup while on duty.
And Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka calls for unity among former DP Gachagwa's allies to challenge and unseat the current regime, signaling a shift in political strategies.
All that coming up in this live broadcast. Good evening, my name is Mboya.
Good evening, I am Muchuma Odim.
And the bulletin begins right now with a look at our top stories.
India. Do swear that I shall always truly and diligently serve the people and the Republic of Kenya in the office of the Governor of Meru County.
Tablet gubernatorial chapter ends.
Isaac Muchuma takes oath of office, replacing Kawira Mangaza as Meru Governor.
A thin line between life and death.
Which way for 37-year-old Kenyan Margaret Nduta in Vietnam?
And the King of the Netherlands visits.
Willem Alexander arrives in Kenya for a 3-day state visit.
Thank you all for making time to be with us once again.
Our socials at KBC Channel 1. Our sign language expert tonight is Lensa Odingo.
Let's get straight to our lead story. And President William Ruto is tonight saying that the government is committed to implementing far-reaching reforms to ensure that the police service is motivated, well-resourced, and also professional.
Speaking when he received the end-term report of the Second National Police Service Commission at State House, Nairobi, the president said the government will ensure that police officers who put their lives on line of duty have the protection, equipment, and backing of the government.
Now, that report is the one that opens our coverage tonight.
President William Ruto was at State House, Nairobi to receive the end-term report of the Second National Police Service Commission following the expiry of its 6-year non-renewable term. The president took the opportunity to reiterate the government's commitment to implement reforms in the National Police Service, saying there is demonstrable progress in the modernization of police equipment.
And my commitment is that we are going to accelerate that modernization program so that we can make sure that every police officer that puts their life on the line has the protection, has the necessary equipment, and has the backing of the government of Kenya.
The president also commended the commissioners for their contribution to police reforms and the human resource management of the police service.
Your work is a legacy that will shape the future of policing in Kenya for years to come. As we move forward, let us reaffirm our collective commitment to a national police service that upholds the highest standard of accountability, professionalism, and fairness.
Among the key achievements of the Second National Police Service Commission include the recruitment of 10,982 police officers and 1,128 civilian staff, as well as the automation of the recruitment process.
And I'm very confident that the incoming commission will work with the Ministry of Interior and the National Police Service to make sure that the remaining phases of salary increase for our policemen and women will be implemented in accordance with the timelines that we have already rolled out and that were recommended by the report of the task force that I set up.
We promoted 16,338 police officers and 1,309 civilian staff. On disciplinary control, the Commission determined 1,461 disciplinary cases and processed 724.
Members of the Commission included Eliud Kinuthia, Chairman, Dr. Alice Otwala, Vice Chairman, John Olemoyaki, Eusebius Laibuta, Dr. Lilian Kiamba, and Edwin Cheluget. The Commission was appointed in March 2019 for a 6-year non-renewable term. Tilio Marco for Prime Edition.
From police reforms, beg your pardon, let's now move on to ascension or swearing in, if you like.
Isaac Muchuma has been sworn in as Meru's 4th governor, closing one of the most turbulent political chapters in the country's history.
That's right. And on Monday morning, the former deputy governor replaced Kawira Mwangaza, whose spirited attempts to defeat her impeachment were quashed by the High Court on Friday.
Now, at the helm, Muchuma is striking a conciliatory tone, promising to unite the county and protect the vulnerable.
Give us on Maina is the one with that story.
Leaders and residents of Meru County on Monday broke into song and dance to usher in a new dawn, as Isaac Muchuma took the oath of office to become the 4th governor of Meru County.
I, Honorable Isaac Muchuma Twadingia, do swear that I shall always truly and diligently serve the people and the Republic of Kenya in the office of the governor of Meru County.
This is after a successful removal of Kawira Mwangaza from office through impeachment that was stamped by the High Court on Friday last week. After taking the oath of office, Muchuma took to the podium and made a list of pledges he would implement for the people of Meru.
Together, we shall turn our problems into opportunities. With humility, I offer myself to you as a servant leader to offer good leadership, integrity in management of public affairs, transparency, and accountability. Our unity is our strength.
These include free medical insurance for the vulnerable, enhanced cancer treatment, technical and digital training for the youth, and infrastructure development.
My government will ensure that all our health facilities are well managed, well stocked, and fully equipped with the necessary infrastructure to offer efficient, effective medical services.
The Reverend who castigated Kawira Mwangaza's tenure vowed to unite all ward representatives and parliamentarians to back the county's vision. The leaders, including former Governor Kiretu Murungi, Area Senator Kadhuri Murungi, and area members of the National Assembly, promised to rally behind the former prison officer turned politician.
Leo tuna furaha tele kama wazee wa Meru na watu wa Meru wote, sababu leo tumetoka katika mikono ya ukoloni.
We support you and we will continue supporting our country because we believe in unity.
The swearing in of new Meru Governor Isaac Muchuma now marks the abrupt end of Kawira Mwangaza's tenure after the High Court on Friday ruled that the petitions against her ouster did not meet the legal threshold to overturn the decision of the Senate. Giverson Minor, Prime Edition in Meru County.
Honorable Mwangaza's fall there from grace as Meru lays a red carpet for the incoming governor. Now let's move to Parliament, where Kenyatta International Convention Center Chief Executive Officer James Mboya has dismissed allegations that the state corporation is running on losses.
Appearing before the Senate's National Cohesion and Equal Opportunity Committee, the KICC management said the corporation had made a net profit of more than 200 million shillings this financial year and had a potential of making up to 700 million shillings.
That's right. Senators, however, raised concerns that the government was spending huge amounts of money to renovate the iconic building compared to the revenue that it is generating.
Gishoki Washira with the details.
Kenyatta International Convention Center management, while appearing before the Senate's National Cohesion and Equal Opportunity Committee, dismissed allegations that the entity was making losses, saying the state corporation was set to record a net profit of more than 200 million shillings this financial year. The KICC management indicated the ongoing renovations would uplift the facility to international standards and thereby attract more clients.
The year ending June 2025, we posted a profit of Kenyan shillings 200 million, profit after tax.
The government is spending at least 1.9 billion shillings in renovating KICC. Senators say the amount being spent does not match the revenue generated.
How do you account for that money? That is the issue. Even KICC now, they've given you money, fine. But your profit is 200. If you get 200 for the next 5 years, that's 1 billion shillings. That means you cannot even pay for what they've invested in KICC.
Meanwhile, Murang'a County Governor Irungu Kang'ata now wants the Senate to amend the Water Act to provide that water abstraction fee paid to Water Resource Management Authority WARMA be channeled to counties providing the water. Appearing before the Senate's Public Investments Committee, Governor Kang'ata said at least 30% of households in Murang'a County cannot access clean water, despite the counties supplying Nairobi and Kiambu counties with a natural resource.
Anyone who abstracts water from any water source pays some license to WARMA. Ideally, that WARMA money should come to Murang'a, because surely WARMA does nothing, does not plant any single tree to conserve that water ecosystem.
The governor now wants the monies provided to enhance planting of trees in a bid to conserve the water catchment area. Gishoki Washira, Prime Edition.
Let's now take you to Nanyuki, to that story we teased for you at the beginning of this broadcast. Wiper Democratic Movement Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka has maintained that all leaders allied to former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua will unite to make sure they send home the current regime in the next general election.
Kalonzo made those remarks in Nanyuki town, Laikipia County, during the opening of the first ever Wiper office in Nanyuki. He noted that the country is undergoing economic turmoil attributed to mismanagement of funds. Hence, they will not sit back and watch.
The former vice president said unity among like-minded leaders will promote national cohesion.
Wang'oa hawa wote mpaka Kenya ipate uhuru kamili. Kilicho na umuhimu zaidi ni kwamba tutahakikisha wafisadi wote ambao wameiba mali ya Kenya wanaenda nyumbani. Kwa hivyo msiwe na uoga. Wakenya wasema hawatauziwa tena uoga.
Now, the Technical University of Kenya, TUK, has officially ended off its strike after reaching an agreement with the government.
The university has been on strike since January 23rd, 2025 due to irregular salary payments and unremitted deductions, which disrupted academic activities for over 50 days.
50 days. Here now is that report.
Normal academic operations are set to resume at the Technical University of Kenya, bringing relief to students and staff affected by the prolonged strike.
I want to officially announce to members of the public and academic staff at Technical University that the strike is over.
The prolonged work boycott disrupted academic activities, raising concerns over potential semester delays and setbacks in students' graduation timelines. According to the university's academic staff union, the strike was sparked by issues such as delayed and non-remitted statutory deductions, loss of pension funds, chronic salary delays, and unpaid arrears from both internal and national collective bargaining agreements. Following negotiations, the university has committed to settling all outstanding December 2024 salaries, paying January and February 2025 salaries immediately, maintaining consistent salary payments going forward, and remitting all statutory and third-party deductions starting in July 2025.
We were under pressure to ensure that we open it, but we decided that we'll take time to go to the root cause of the problems in that university and come up with a plan or a program that is sustainable. Going forward, we trust and believe that the strategies that we've come up with will ensure that the university remains sustainable, and within a few years, their books will come back to normal, just like we are doing with the rest of the universities.
I want to impress upon academic staff that now work with the management and ensure that students recover the lost time. More importantly, let us work, because now we have a deal. You could not get everything, but we have a first plan that is going to solve this problem once and for all.
And now we are ready to transition the learners to their next phase of life.
Meanwhile, Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Ogamba has issued a directive to all schools through county directors of education prohibiting the withholding of student certificates due to unpaid school fees.
Any school that is withholding NEC certificates should release them to the candidates immediately. Any reports of non-compliance should be reported to the sub-county and county directors of education. County directors of education shall furnish my office with reports on compliance with this directive within 14 days from today.
He emphasized that all candidates are legally entitled to receive their certificates upon the release of their results, and no institution should make the issuance of certificates conditional on fee clearance. Jacqueline Masharia for Prime Edition.
Onto an update on Taifa Care. The government has issued a stern warning to private healthcare providers, citing severe consequences for those who refuse to offer outpatient services.
This warning was delivered by the Principal Secretary, Harry Kimtai, during the launch of the presentation of digitization services in Embu County as part of the ongoing efforts to implement the Taifa Care health system. Kasi Chana, Masha reports.
And our health system is shared.
Speaking at the event, Principal Secretary for Medical Services Harry Kimtai confirmed that the Social Health Insurance Fund is fully operational, calling on Kenyans to register and access quality services.
They should not blackmail the government. They should not blackmail citizens by stopping offering of services. If they continue like this, it is obvious they are also subject to renewal of license.
For those who have registered and are paid up, if you go for inpatient in government hospitals, level 4, level 5, and the private hospitals which have contracted, it is also free. Again, challenges. We had a problem with the ICU, HDU. We started at 0 from NHIF. We went to 4,000. Now, just this week, last week we gazetted, it is 28,000.
Kimtai, who was accompanied by the President's Economic Advisor for Special Programs, Moses Kuria, also called out a section of private hospitals that had denied patients outpatient services over accrued debts from the defunct NHIF.
On the old NHIF claims, I think it is clear from the Presidential Directive that for those facilities whose claims do not surpass or go beyond 10 million, they shall be paid. That amounts to about 5.4 or 5.1 billion Kenya shillings that we are tabulating, and those ones will be paid without verification.
Only 29 private hospitals participating and 64 public hospitals. The fewer the number of hospitals participating, the more the money. So some people are telling people Asia is not working, so that the number of people sharing the cake ikuwe ndogo.
In Embu County, the government has disbursed 32 million shillings under the Social Health Authority program to cater for 24,000 outpatients. Of this amount, 24 million shillings was disbursed to public health facilities, while 8 million shillings will be allocated to private hospitals empaneled to the authority. The event also marked the rollout of Health Management Information System in Embu County, where healthcare administrators were urged to embrace it to enhance service delivery. Kasi Chanamasha, Prime Edition.
That warning brings us to a fast break at exactly 20 minutes past the top of the hour.
When we return, we'll be bringing you details from the corridors of justice and much more with the clarity you deserve. Stay with us.
Inuka na loto moto sasa kwa star 570 hash option ya 4 kuna kashamba juja na nika 50 by 100 worth 1.7 million Kenyan shillings. Na hii si shamba tu, iko kwa prime location few minutes from Juja Town. Stima yako iko ndani, na kama ni development rapid and so promising. Na mambo ya landlord, mwisho wa mwanzo ni hapa. Ukishinda hili shamba tunakuongeza 1 million Kenyan shillings ujijengee nyumba yako kwa shamba yako. Kuinuka na loto moto ni kucheza sasa hivi kupitia star 570 hash option ya 4 au register deposit na ucheze sasa hivi kwa www.tushinde.com na ujishindie shamba hili na addition of 1 million Kenyan shillings. Inuka na loto moto.
We heard you. Tax amnesty is back. Kenya Revenue Authority is giving 100% relief on interest, penalties and fines for tax debts incurred up to 31st December 2023. Don't miss out. Take action now by settling your outstanding tax debt through easy-to-pay installments by 30th June 2025 and watch those penalties and fines for tax debts disappear. It's now or never to set your tax records right. Take advantage of the tax amnesty today. Terms and conditions apply. Kenya Revenue Authority. Tulipe ushuru tujitegemee.
Three minutes past the top of the hour. Welcome back to Prime Edition, coming to you live from Broadcasting House here in Nairobi. Okay.
Thank you for talking to us on our socials at KBC Channel 1 on X, YouTube and Facebook. David Gishuru watching KBC Channel 1 from Maram area along Kenyatta Road. And also Enos Omondi watching KBC Channel 1 from the CBD.
Where are you watching us from? Let us know on those social media platforms. Let's swing now straight into the corridors of justice. And Thika Chief Magistrate Stella Atambo received a reprieve Monday after the High Court issued temporary orders stopping the Director of Public Prosecutions from proceeding with a prosecution.
The court ruled that no action should be taken against Atambo pending the hearing of the application set for Tuesday, 10th June 2025.
You remember Atambo was arrested by EACC officials last Thursday after they raided a home and recovered, 22 million Kenyan shillings.
Our able team from the courts compiled this report for you.
Justice Chacha Mwita has handed Thika Chief Magistrate Stella Achambo a reprieve by halting her prosecution. Under a certificate of urgency, Achambo sought the High Court's intervention to challenge the legality of the case against her and how a search warrant was obtained by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. Through her lawyers, led by Dr. John Kaminwa, Achambo informed the court that EACC lacked the mandate to prosecute without involving the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. Justice Chacha Mwita allowed the application and issued orders stopping Achambo's prosecution pending a hearing of her petition. Meanwhile, in a related case at the lower court, Magistrate Harrison Baraza has deferred his ruling on whether EACC officers can be granted an audience in the court to Tuesday, March 18th, 2025. The defense team contends that the anti-graft body overstepped its mandate by proceeding without authorization from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution.
So at what point does EACC then change into becoming prosecutors? At what instance? Does the law apply? Does the law allow them to be both? That is why there is that division of labor. If they are investigators, they are investigators, period. Unless they can show you that it metamorphoses into them being also prosecutors.
The court is set to determine if due legal procedures were followed before the case continue.
And we are appealing to all judicial officers in the country that do not allow fraudulent applications sneaked in by EACC pretending that they have locus to file an application. They don't have under the law.
Elsewhere, a Malindi court has convicted a middle-aged man after he was found guilty of defrauding a tourist of 124,800 shillings by pretending to organize for her trip to Savo National Park. Kenneth Joroge Maina alias GB also reportedly absconded court more than 6 times after being released on an 80,000 shillings bond. He was convicted by Malindi resident magistrate Nguruma Namnyak and will know his fate during sentencing, Wednesday 2nd April this year. Letua Debra for Prime Edition.
Let us now take you to the counties. We kick off on a sad note, Tom.
Yeah, police in Likuyani constituency, that's in Kakamega, have launched a manhunt for a man accused of killing his girlfriend on Sunday in the evening and dumping her body in a room at a lodging located in Nangiri Market.
That and other stories in our county news roundup.
According to eyewitnesses, the deceased checked in with the suspect at the entertainment joint on Sunday evening. The incident has shocked residents and they are calling on relevant authorities to conduct thorough investigation to ensure justice is served.
Hii kitendo sio mara ya kwanza. Imefanyika hapo, hii ni mara ya 4. Watu wamekuwa kikufa hapo ndani na mambo yananyamaziwa tu. Sasa ni afadhali watoto wasichana watetewe wapate haki. Wamekuwa wakikufa tu kiolela vibaya.
In Mombasa County, Mining, Blue Economy and Maritime Affairs Cabinet Secretary Hassan Joho has pledged to resolve the grievances of Bandari Maritime Academy students following their protests over the institution's alleged mismanagement. The students staged a demonstration on Monday, disrupting learning at the academy.
And I'm looking forward to engaging them. In fact, I've already told my team to look for them, waje wanieleze hasa the challenges that they are facing so we can address them. And that is the responsibility of government. Sio a back and forth. That wao wamesema, sisi tusema tuwasikize.
And Interior and National Administration Principal Secretary Raymond Omolo has urged Kenyan youths to use digital skills for job creation rather than engaging in cybercrime. He was speaking in Homa Bay County during a graduation ceremony of 290 youths who completed a digital skills program.
To the youths and everybody who has an opportunity to get into the digital space, let's take advantage of the good things that this offers while being careful not to move to the other side that then would lead us to be involved in criminal activities, whether it's bullying, whether it's cyber threats, whether it's cyber fraud, so that then we have a good country that we'll all be proud of.
Meanwhile, Former Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko has been elected as the patron of the Association of Boda Boda and Tuk-Tuk Riders in Kenya. Sonko was unanimously elected by the leaders of the associations to champion their rights.
Sitaongoza ama patronage yangu kufanya na siasa ama na ukabila. Siasa tutaongea wakati wa siasa ukifika huko 2027. But kwa sasa ni kuchampion na kupigania haki zenu. You must be respected globally. Not only in Kenya, globally.
Martini Maslin for Prime Edition.
Many thanks for that update. Now, before we go to the cabinet, just a quick correction. The Thika Chief Magistrate Stella Atambo, we had mentioned that she received a reprieve Monday after the High Court issued temporary orders stopping the Director of Public Prosecutions from proceeding with that prosecution after EACC officials recovered 2 million and not 22 million, as we had earlier mentioned. On to the cabinet.
Right. On to the cabinet, one of the favorite segments, Tom. After the 2013 general election, President Uhuru Kenyatta appointed career civil servant and technocrat Anne Waiguru as the cabinet secretary for newly created Ministry of Devolution and Planning.
Now, Waiguru was intergovernmental relation between the national government on one hand and the county government on the other.
But then she served in that ministry for only 2 years, leaving in 2015 following the multi-million National Youth Service scandal.
She is our focus tonight on the cabinet.
IFMIS and head of governance at the National Treasury. She was briefly a senior public sector manager and assistant vice president at Citigroup. Previously, she served as a technical advisor in the Cabinet Office of the President on secondment from the World Bank. On 15th May 2013, Waiguru was appointed by President Uhuru Kenyatta as the first Cabinet Secretary for Devolution and Planning, and among her roles was coordination of intergovernmental relations between the national and county governments. She was also responsible for overseeing both public sector reforms and the monitoring of performance contracts across the public sector. One of Waiguru's flagship projects was setting up Huduma Centers on 7th November 2013, which aimed at streamlining delivery of services by taking them closer to Mwananchi. Waiguru would later be haunted by the ghost of the National Youth Service scandal in 2015, where the taxpayer lost over 800 million shillings in procurement scam. In her defense, she said she was the whistleblower, adding that officials detected an attempt to hack into the computers and make illegal payments of nearly 826 million shillings. February 2016, she was cleared by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission EACC on all charges. On 21st November 2015, the CS resigned on health grounds and sought to be given light duties. In the 2017 elections, she entered the political scene and won the Kirinyaga gubernatorial seat. Waiguru was the first female vice chair of the Council of Governors in Kenya between December 2017 and January 2019. She was elected as the chairperson of the Council of Governors in September 2022, becoming the first female to serve as council head. In 2023, she was unanimously re-elected for a second term as the council chair. She's currently serving her second term as Kirinyaga governor. For the cabinet,
On to that story. What's the update? You want to look at it there?
Their Majesties King William Alexander and Queen Maxina have landed in the country. The flight touched down at what time, Tom?
About 10 minutes past 8, and they landed at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, and the royal couple.
And those are the pictures that we were able to capture for you. Kamche Menza is the reporter on that bit. The royal couple was received by Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki, as well as the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture and Livestock, Mutahi Kagwe.
Some of the key highlights of that state visit, which commences on the 18th of March 2025, include, number one, a ceremonial welcome at State House, which will be followed by bilateral meetings thereafter. There's also the laying of a wreath at the tomb of an unknown soldier at the Uhuru Gardens Museum. And King William Alexander and Queen Maxima are also expected to attend a business forum later on that will be focusing on the strong economic ties between the Netherlands and Kenya. And the royal couple will also undertake field visits to various initiatives, exemplifying the long-standing Dutch-Kenyan partnership.
Well, according to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Dutch-Kenya relations date back to 1906 when the first Dutch nationals arrived in Kenya, establishing roots in Uasin Gishu County.
Jet A1, cheza aviator bila data bila credo. Dial *892# for instant takeoff. Pepea bila pressure kucrash au kucash out. Aviator bila data, aviator bila credo. Uko na kabambe, wewe pia ni rubani mnoma. Dial *892#. Jet A1, michezobet.com. Cheza kwa kuwajibika. Kushiriki ni miaka 18 au zaidi. BCLB license number 0000664.
Wellness is important in our daily lives, so that instead of just surviving, we should be thriving.
Ways to prevent a stroke or heart attack is for you to know what conditions you have by regular checkup. People don't know they have hypertension. People don't know they have diabetes.
I was pre-diabetic. I was afraid of getting lifestyle diseases because I come from a family that has lifestyle diseases.
How do you know if your cough is due to a serious condition? We'll have some answers. Stay well
and strive to make every day a healthy day.
Thank you very much for staying with Prime Edition this evening. My name is Betty Kiptum. This is the business news. Kenya is scouting for an investor to fund construction of another international airport in Nairobi under the public-private partnership agreement to address growing passenger traffic and strengthen Nairobi's position as a regional aviation hub. Transport Cabinet Secretary Davis Chirchir says the investor will enter into a $2 billion deal with the Kenya Airports Authority in a build, operate and transfer arrangement.
Passenger traffic through the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport has risen to 8.21 million passengers, representing a 25.2% increase and accounting for 67.3% of all air passenger traffic in Kenya. To address this, the Kenya Airports Authority in 2011 announced plans to construct the Greenfield Terminal at the JKIA to increase the airport's passenger capacity by 20 million people. However, the deal would later be shelved, and now the government is keen on construction of another airport whose financing would not burden the exchequer and affect other public services.
We are looking at a framework that JKI can leverage on its balance sheet, invite cost-effective or the cost of money that is fairly competitive, that can return on investment in terms of the cost of capital and develop for us a new airport.
Chirchir says that the public-private partnership arrangement will be between the investor and the Kenya Airports Authority to ensure that Kenya remains the competitive hub in the East and Central African region.
In terms of competitive advantage for Kenya comparing with other regions who have gone ahead of us and developed modern airports, we need to attract the numbers. We don't want visitors coming to Kenya to come through our neighboring as hubs. We really want to take that advantage.
He says that setting up a new airport in Nairobi as well as expansion of JKIA are a priority.
And looking at the horizon on the numbers we need to be servicing in a short while, the building of a new airport is active, an active agenda at Cabinet. We are looking at policies on investments which can support themselves as a business, really being able to do more of PPP as opposed to building on a social capital on our balance sheet.
The Tourism Cabinet Secretary said increasing air traffic capacity in Nairobi is a key enabler of the country's ambitious tourism goals.
And we are glad to see that already a lot of progress has been done since we were here on 31st of January 2025. And we want to commend all the teams that are working towards improving the airport experience. And we really want to work together with all the stakeholders.
They were speaking during the signing of a new customer service charter at JKIA.
And small-scale farmers are set to benefit from a 65 billion shillings kitty from the African Development Bank that seeks to de-risk agriculture. Agriculture, Human and Social Development Vice President at the African Development Bank, Beth Danford, says the facility will offer technical assistance and blended finance services to small-scale farmers to increase their food production.
Kenya and other African countries have a combined agriculture funding gap estimated at 9.6 trillion shillings due to limited credit access by small-scale farmers. Players in the agriculture sector say there is need to remodel agriculture finance to help small-scale farmers increase yields and reduce the cost of production. The African Development Bank says it is in talks with other players in the financial sector to create a 65 billion shillings facility that will offer blended finance to small-scale farmers.
We at the African Development Bank are committed to work with our board and our partners here to do all we can to mobilize resources to de-risk lending from our own bank's balance sheet to scale up access to smallholder farmers.
If large-scale farmers and commercial farmers are getting finance, we have not sat here to address their needs. They don't need to be addressed in a conference. Banks are financing them. The only difference between the small-scale farmers and the large-scale farmers is the equation of economics.
The facility will ease credit access among smallholders as well as act as a guarantor to farmers accessing farm inputs on credit.
Governments, banks, development institutions must strengthen our public-private partnerships. We can provide better support to the cooperatives.
Meanwhile, President William Ruto has awarded the outgoing FDB President, Akinwumi Adesina, the Chief of the Order of the Golden Heart. Speaking at the award ceremony, President Ruto said AFDB has strengthened the country's food security through various key interventions, accelerated universal electricity access, and deepened regional integration.
The second item that I am very proud of your support and that of the African Development Bank is our road infrastructure. You have said it yourself that the dualing of Thika superhighway, and just for your information, now that road is all the way to Maroa in Nyeri.
We went even further, myself and the President, then Minister Ruto, when I was at Agra, developed and rolled out what is called the Kilimo Biashara program.
Benson Druba reporting for Prime Edition.
Now, dwindling fish catch from Lake Victoria is hindering the optimal operations of fish landing sites on the shores of lakes and amplifying calls for fish farming in ponds or cages to guarantee supply. Our Western Kenya reporter Weekly for Catch visited the Luanda Kotieno fish landing site and ascertained that the multi-million shillings facility is operating at 20% due to inadequate fish supply. Here is his report.
Luanda Kotieno is one of the 10 fish landing sites that the government embarked on constructing in the riparian counties at a cost of 1.4 billion shillings. Now, this facility is being run by Vembrick Enterprises on a public-private partnership framework. This mini fish processing plant is part of the vast Luanda Kotieno fish landing site that was constructed by the national government and handed over to Siaya County government to support value addition efforts. Vembrick Enterprises, under the Aquaculture Consortium, has been contracted to run the plant for 10 years on behalf of the Luanda Kotieno Beach Management Unit.
We have a committee. In this committee, we have a representative from Vembrick, we have a representative from BMU, we have a representative from the community, we have a representative from Fisheries Department, and other interest groups are represented in this committee, who ideally manages, of course we make decisions, but we will consider issues that are brought up in this committee and we have to address them.
Kuleta hii factory hapa karibu, hii landing site hapa karibu, imefanya hata bei ya samaki imefanya nini? Imepanda.
The production manager takes us through the process from the point of receiving the fish to the dispatch of the finished product.
First of all, we have the first step where we wash our fish. After washing, we do grade our fish. After grading, there is a first step called filleting section. After filleting, we proceed to the skinning section. From skinning to trimming. After trimming, make sure every fillet is well organized and okay. We move to the fillet washing section, whereby that section compiled of packing, arrangement, and the final product. From packing, we do arrangement, take fillet to the chilling section. From chilling, come back, do our packing for fresh chilled fillet. Then from there, we can dispatch our products.
The organization specializes in processing fish fillets and related products, as well as adding value to omena.
Apart from fillets, we normally have byproducts where we get skins, fats, fish moss, and the skeletons.
Vemrick has a capacity to process 15 metric tons per day, but it is currently operating 3 times weekly at 20% due to inadequate supply of fish.
Our challenge today, why we are not getting enough fish. Why? Because there is an investment in the small-scale farmers. They're the people to deliver fish to us. But they lack the right training, access to capital, market linkages. Those are the types of investment that I'm talking about.
Nile perch alone cannot meet that 15 tons a day because our catch, or even the catch in our lakes, has gone down. So we also need to make sure that the facility keeps on running. So that is why we also need to get other species so that at least we can meet the amount that is needed to make it run effectively. Of course, operation cost tends to be high when your production is low.
Addressing challenges in the fishing value chain, such as quality feeds, access to fingerlings, and infrastructural investment, as well as adopting modern fish farming through fish ponds and cages, have been backed to enhance fish production.
We need to introduce viable investment projects or opportunities for them to build their capacity, for example, provide them with cash flow, because that is one of the challenges, is capital to run these enterprises.
In aquaculture, what you need to do is offer the farmers best management practices. That is, train them on what they need to do. Let them know the FCR, let them get the right feeds, let them know have the technical know-how, let them have what it takes for fish to grow in optimum condition, so that it takes the shortest time possible to reach maturity.
Ningependelea serikali ianzishe mradi wa kutengeneza vifaa vya uvuvi nchini Kenya bila kuzitoa nje ama bila kuzitoa ng'ambo. Ndio. Hii itasaidia sana kwa kueneza kazi ya uvuvi hapa baharini.
For Channel 1 from Siaya County, I am Wycliffe Okech.
Thank you, Wycliffe Okech, for that report. And that is where we close business news this evening. Sports news is coming up. Bernardo Kumu is on standby. My name is Betty Kiptum. Good night.
Kupitia star 570 hash tunakupa nafasi ya kuchomoka na this beautiful Mazda Demio. Enjoy a beautiful clean semi-leather interior, low mileage, fuel-efficient 1300cc engine, great for personal use and business. Ukitaka kujishindia gari hii, kucheza ni rahisi sana. Chukua simu yako, bonyeza star 570 hash, chagua option 3. and for only 35 shillings. Hey gari, inaweza kuwa yako. Kumbuka kucheza mara kadhaa because the more you play, the higher chances of wewe kuwa mshindi.
Mungu ni mwema, asante Mungu. Ile ndio naendesha hivi.
Dial *570# and make this dream car yours.
Cheza Loto Moto.
The race for the cherished FIFA World Cup 2026 slot is heating up.
Olunga, the captain, he plays the right ball inside. Good first touch. They change the lines as Aubameyang gets in behind here. A great opportunity for Aubameyang and it's off the post.
Lined up on match day 6, Group F is Kenya against Gabon on Sunday, 23rd March at 4 p.m. from Nyayo National Stadium.
Comes back into the air. The keeper's come a long way off his line and he's missed it. And that's the opener for Kenya.
With a new sheriff in town, don't miss this historic Africa qualifier duel live and exclusive on KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner. And glad that you're still with us. It is time for sports with me, Bernard Okumu. Let's begin with soccer, where Harambee Stars head coach Benny McCarthy has named the travelling squad for the upcoming 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier against Gambia and Gabon. Now, under-20 defender Manzuro Kwaro has earned a spot in the final squad, while Ishmael Gonzalez makes his return to the national team after a lengthy absence. Eric Johanna Omondi, Daniel Francis Anyembe, and Richard Odada will join the team in Abidjan. Coach McCarthy expressed his excitement about leading the team in his first World Cup qualifier, stating that his squad is ready to embrace the challenge. Kenya will first face Gambia this Thursday at Stade Alassane Ouattara in Ivory Coast before returning home to take on Gabon at Nyayo National Stadium in Nairobi on Sunday. Harambee Stars currently sit fourth in the group standings with 5 points, having registered 1 win against Seychelles and 2 draws against Ivory Coast and Burundi. Ivory Coast tops the standings with 10 points in Group F. The winners of each group will secure direct qualification for the tournament. The team is set to depart for Ivory Coast tomorrow, Tuesday. And now to WRC Safari Rally, where Sifao Mobility Kenya, through the Toyota Gazoo Racing World Rally Team, has launched the Toyota Road Safety Mural Drawing Competition, a new initiative aimed at enhancing road safety awareness among school-going children across the country. The Road Safety Initiative comes just 3 days before the WRC Safari Rally Kenya is flagged off here in Nairobi.
The launch of the Toyota Road Safety Mural Drawing Competition is part of the broader Road Safety for All campaign launched last year and will provide pupils with a platform to reimagine road safety and visualize it through art. Through this creative process, children will express their understanding of road safety rules and share their unique perspectives on making roads safer. The initiative not only encourages artistic expression but also reinforces the importance of responsible road behavior among young road users.
It is for everybody, important for everybody, the drivers, the pedestrians, to be safe, isn't it? Is to be safe, because we want to come to school, we want to learn, then we want to go back home to our parents. Silvio.
We appreciate that initiative that they have done, and I know in future we are going to get more. But so far we have gotten enough knowledge to sensitize our learners, and I know they are going to adhere to those safety measures.
According to the World Health Organization, every 4 minutes a child is prematurely lost on the roads globally. In Kenya, over 40% of road deaths are among vulnerable road users, including children. Through education and advocacy, children will become champions of road safety, contributing significantly to the vision of zero road fatalities.
And Uasin Gishu Junior Boys School and Testimony Junior Girls School are the champions of the M-Pesa Junior NBA Rift Valley Regional Finals held at the Uasin Gishu School courts in Eldoret. The fourth leg of the M-Pesa Junior NBA tournament will be held this weekend at Kenyatta Sports Grounds in Kisumu.
3 ball.
Uasin Gishu Boys School defeated Testimony Junior School from Keses 13-11 to win the boys' title, with Daniel Mwangi adding the winning points in the final minutes of the game.
It's about the work you put in, nothing else. It's about the work you put in, and at the same time, just having to play this kind of tournament. The boys have never been in this kind of a thing, so it is also an excitement to them.
With the introduction of Junior MB and the support from the M-Pesa Foundation, actually, I think we are going places. We are going places because what you have seen here is just amazing. Yeah, and we really encourage the program to continue.
The girls' final was equally intense, but Testimony Junior School beat Uasin Gishu Junior School 18-17 to take home the title.
This is a big deal for us. Growing up, tunaona NBA, tunasema siku moja tunaenda kucheza NBA, but round hii NBA imekuja yenyewe hapa home ambayo ni kitu fiti sana. Unaweza imagine feeling watoto wanasikia all the superstars wana watch kwa basketball. Most of them are playing because of the NBA stars. So for NBA coming to this town is a big, it's a great deal.
Uasin Gishu boys qualified to the finals after beating Open Arm 14-10 in the semi-finals, while Testimony girls booked their spot in the final by beating Kipsinende 13-7.
All these games have been won by 1 point or 2 points. And that I don't want to tell you the story how the fans, the coaches were all captivated and motivated to watch this game. And if it continues like this, I think we're about to see some serious players that develop out of this program.
Kapkoi Junior Boys School and AIC Lelmokwo Junior Girls School finished in third positions.
We are partnering with the NBA, which is why we're in Eldoret today. But the main idea is to foster a culture of financial literacy amongst our youth by introducing them to M-Pesa at an early age, hence the M-Pesa Go product. So we want them to understand how to work with money, how to budget, how to save, and later on how to invest. So we are starting them early.
The two-day tournament saw 40 teams comprising 450 players from Rift Valley taking part in the tournament.
And to golf now, where Lennox Mutua stole the show at the Kiambu Golf Club, clinching the overall title at the fourth leg of the 2025 NCBA Golf Series. Now, Carolina was the best in the ladies category with an 873 as top golfers from across the region battled for a coveted spot in the series grand finale later this year. Elsewhere, Ishara FC defeated Live Wire 3-1 in a Division 2 league match at Mayo Stadium. Playing off handicap 21, Mutua posted a net 7 to claim the overall winner title and top honors in Division C, outshining 140 other competitors. Cesar Mugo won Division A with an 872, while Carol Maina topped the ladies category on 73 ahead of Charity Njoroge, who carded 75. Ken Kimathi shot an 869 to win Division B and also secured the overall men's winner title, followed by PK Kaburu. The overall winner, men's winner, lady winner, and junior winner from the Kiambu leg have qualified for the 2025 NCBA Golf Series Grand Finale. The series now moves to Nairobi's Kenya Railways Golf Club for its fifth leg. Elsewhere, Ishara FC defeated Live Wire 3-1 in a Division 2 league match at Mayo Stadium. They are now second in the league standings with 22 points behind Kappa. Their next match is an away fixture against Al-Azizi FC of Meru County. The team also met former Embu Senator Lenny Kivuti, who stressed the need to support young athletes in rural areas. Well, and that's it from me. Let's do this again tomorrow. I'm Bernard Okumu. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you very much, Bernardo Coach Okumu and Betty Kiptum, for handling those two dockets, the sports and the business. Before we go, you want to just acknowledge some of our viewers.
Yeah, thank you for your feedback on our social media pages, and thank you for keeping us company. We have Chocho Wafula watching from Webuye, Nicholas CSK watching from Ruaka. And the list could go on and on. Tom, thank you for keeping us company. There is a big team behind this production.
Yeah.
Today, our producer
team,
was assisted by
Sarah
Wangara. Sarah Wangari.
Was Sarah? Okay. All right.
Yeah, we had Sarah Wangari and Timothy Kiplagat taking the lead in this production. Tomorrow is another day, Tom.
Yeah, Tuesday. Tomorrow is a long day.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is a long day. So we want to thank you so much for watching Prime Edition. As she said, we'll be back again, same time, same place, here on Prime Edition. From Nairobi, Kenya, I am Mboya, wishing you a pleasant evening. Good night.
I am Odim. Good night.
Jet A1, cheza avieta bila data bila credo. Dial *892# for instant takeoff. Pepea bila pressure kucrash au kucash out. Avieta bila data, avieta bila credo. Uko na kabambe, wewe pia ni rubani mnoma. Dial *892#. Jet A1, michezobet.com. Cheza kwa kuwajibika. Kushiriki ni miaka 18 au zaidi. BCLB license number 0000664.